Hey, my friends, Sandy here, Reverend Sandy here, and I wanted to just share a short lesson and some announcements, daily word, and meditation with you since it's a snow day. And I'm hoping that everybody is staying safe and snug in their homes and that you are enjoying the beauty of this wonderful morning. So first of all, let's go ahead and start with the daily word, shall we? So the word for today is zeal. And the reading says, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote in his 94th year, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. His example shows me that regardless of my age or station in life, zeal is a divine gift, a part of me, always mine to call upon. Through it, I feel enthusiastic and energetic about life. I express joy and excitement as I live, love, and share of myself through service. I am purposeful, passionate, and positive. I live authentically and make a bold impression on the world. I share my talents and gifts with a spirit of generosity and service. I begin each day with eagerness and end it with gratitude. Happy to share my zeal. And the scripture comes from Psalm 100, verse 2. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. And then our affirmation today is, I bring my zeal and passion to life. I bring my zeal and passion to life. Okay, so a couple quick announcements. If you are a member and have not yet renewed your membership, please do so. If you did not receive the card, it says I have a slow connection. I hope you can hear me. Good morning, Amy. Thank you. If you have not received your card, just come to the church next Sunday and the renewal cards are there. If you're not able to, then just contact me and we'll make sure that your membership gets renewed. On this coming Thursday, another announcement is the Interfaith Panel discussion at the Islamic Society of Western Maryland. A dinner is included in this. The discussion is going to be a comparison of the three Abrahamic faith traditions. So the imam will be there, the rabbi will be there, a bishop from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as well as a minister from a mainline congregation. You must, though, register for this, and you can do that at harccoalition.org, HARC coalition.org. Next, a week from Monday is our listening workshop presented by Adair Eves, and she would like to have everybody registered by the 29th of January. And you can check our website, unityhagerstown.org, for more information on that and for more information on the upcoming gratitude retreat facilitated by Paula Jalanis on the 7th of February, a great day of relaxation, renewal, and really staying centered in that presence. Okay, Amy, I'm going to ask you if you can respond. I am getting the message that this connection is slow. Can you hear me okay? Somebody? Okay, well, I'm just going to proceed as if you can hear me. So man died and was met at the pearly gates by St. Peter, who asked him to give a more complete picture of, thank you, Amy, give a more complete picture of your life. Can you share one incident in which you showed courage and a high character? And the man thought for a moment and said, yes. So as a matter of fact, I came upon a group of bikers who were harassing an elderly man in the parking lot of a truck stop. And I got so angry when I saw how they were treating him, but I knew that I had to stay calm before reacting. So I took a moment and then I ran over and kicked over all their motorcycles. And St. Peter said, what? You did what? When did this happen? And the man said, about 2 minutes ago. Oh my gosh, yes. So sometimes we get angry and we feel like it might be a righteous anger. Other times that anger is built on many, many small incidents. Anger, of course, is a defense mechanism, and we become angry most of the time because we are frightened. But it's a normal and natural process, though. And typically, we get angry at the same things over and over again. Louise Hay told us that when we don't feel like we can express our anger, we swallow it, and then it is manifested somewhere in our body. So for years, if we keep swallowing that anger, we cause a whole bunch of problems for ourselves. Today, as we continue with the series on We Were Made for These Times, the book written by Kaira Jewel Lingo, we're going to look at how to care for strong emotions. And notice I didn't say how to handle strong emotions, but how to care for them, to show compassion to these emotions. Lingo tells us about a way to, like a teaching in Buddhism, that likens the living room with our conscious mind, and directly underneath it in the basement our subconscious. And in the subconscious there's stored a bunch of seeds, a whole bunch of potentialities, if you will. The seed for kindness and compassion, as well as the seeds for fear and anger. And when a seed is watered with our attention, it sprouts into our living room. All of a sudden, we have a guest in our house. If the seed of anger is watered and awakened in our living room, then it's going to be reflected in our mind and in our body. We may not be aware of something that we regret. So we have at that time, let the guest in the living room rule the house. Lingo tells us that every time we spend consuming or expressing anger, it makes that seed of anger grow bigger and bigger in the basement. And the next time that something happens that triggers it, it arises faster from the basement, is more intense, and it stays longer in the living room. So if we keep allowing that seed to be watered, either by outside our reaction to outside events or our own thoughts, we get stuck in a toxic loop that makes that seed keep growing bigger and bigger. And we become trapped in a pattern of constantly getting angered by even small things that wouldn't have bothered us before. The good news is that there are other seeds in the basement as well. The seed of mindfulness or awareness. And we can nurture these seeds, of course, through our spiritual practices, through our breath, through our body awareness, and they bring comfort to us. And they also may allow enough openness and space and curiosity around that seed of anger. Most of us like to avoid those difficult emotions, and we may even feel guilty for feeling them. So we tend to want to distract ourselves from them or suppress them. I've said it before, we open the refrigerator door or we open an app to distract ourselves, and among many other things. But we are constantly being bombarded with things that can make us angry. Because, of course, anger doesn't only stem from fear, but it also stems from sadness. Richard Rohr tells us the inability or refusal to feel deep sadness takes the form of aimless anger. Whew. After this second shooting of Alex Petrie in Minneapolis, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of that deep sadness come over me. And then it did turn into anger. And so this, I feel, is a really timely lesson for us to learn how to care for ourselves, care for that anger, and move into a place where we can make wise decisions in moving forward. Michelle Madrano, who is the senior minister at Mile High Church, tells us that we're exposed to physical viruses every day, but we also get exposed to fear every day. And fear acts as a kind of like a virus that broadcasts out into our culture. And this undercurrent of fear creates our imagination to go wild with dangers. And so that, of course, triggers the fight or flight response. We get angry, or we try to sweep it under the rug. If we let that anger or fear run the show, even if we allow it to vent, and by the way, studies have shown that venting is not a good way to transform anger. It may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't change anything. If we allow anger to run the show instead of bringing in mindfulness, we stay stuck. Mindfulness is what's going to transform the situation, transform that energy of anger. When we notice that, as Lingo tells us, an unwholesome seed has sprouted in our living room, we can turn towards it and not away from it, not deny it, but recognize that this too is part of our experience. This is what is being felt here and now. And we notice in the body where we are experiencing it. When we do this, Lingo tells us, immediately our painful emotion begins to settle down because we're not pushing it away. There's no war within us. We're being honest with ourselves and returning home to our true self to take care of it. So I invite you to take a moment now just to reflect, to see if there are any sprouted seeds of anger in your living room. Without diving into the anger too much, just notice in your body where it's being felt. In fact, you can say to yourself something along the lines of, I notice I become angry when, and I feel it in my body here, and name the place. Just take a moment to do that. Okay, so once we bring mindfulness into the equation, we can begin to accept it and put more space around it. And if we just allow the anger to be there, we can also generate some compassion, love and compassion for ourselves, instead of feeling guilty about it or whatever's coming up. We can recognize that anger is truly a part of us, and we don't have to judge it. We can just accept it. This doesn't mean that we give it the keys to the house. It means that mindfulness is there in the living room as well, so that any impulse to be destructive is not given into. It's noticed, but not given into. Accepting, acknowledging that the anger is a part of me, embracing it much as you would a small child, soothing it, opening to it, bringing curiosity to it. You can even speak to it when you soothe it, saying, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'll take care of you. I'm going to surround you with love and kindness. Doing this allows that anger to calm down. And as we stay with it longer, we'll be able to maybe see what's underneath the surface. We may find that it's generational anger. We may find that it's fear for our nation. We may find that it's fear for our loved ones. And when we understand it better, the better we are to help it release. And the insight we gain with being with our anger can absolutely transform our attitudes. Lingo also writes that when we practice caring for the energy of anger with mindfulness, the seed of anger gets smaller at the root, and the next time something upsets us, anger is slower to arise, is less intense, and passes more quickly. I feel like this is such a relevant lesson for us to learn at this time, because there's a lot to make us fearful. There's a lot to make us angry right now. But as Dan Emmon tells us, what needs attention is the part of us that we seek to avoid feeling. When we have tended to that, we change, and we change the world with us. So I invite you to just imagine yourself walking down a sidewalk. Your arms are full of groceries, and all of a sudden someone bumps into you and down you fall, and there's, cracked eggs and spilled tomato juice everywhere. And you're just about to start yelling at the person who ran into you and said, "Didn't you see me walking right there?" But before you do, you see the person and notice that they actually are blind. They didn't see you, and that they're on the ground as well in the midst of tomato juice and cracked egg yolk. Automatically, like in an instant, your anger shifts into concern, and you ask, "Are you all right? Can I help you up?" Our situation sometimes is like that, right? When we clearly realize that the source of disharmony and misery in the world is ignorance, we can open that door to wisdom and compassion. And we can open that door to our wisdom and compassion for ourselves as well. Unity Minister Eric Butterworth said that wise indeed is the person who makes the discovery that no one can make you upset or angry ever. Any person may provide you with an excellent opportunity to get upset if that's the way you choose to deal with the situation. So we get upset, Butterworth tells us, and he says this in many different lessons that he's given. We get upset because we are upsettable. We may think that it's a righteous anger. After all, didn't our elder brother Jesus, get angry at the money lenders at the temple? Yes. And is that a righteous anger? I don't know. But for me, I do know it shows that he was human. Most of what he taught when he was not in the midst of anger was to turn the other cheek. Now, a lot of people think that means just to take what is given, but Jesus taught about states of consciousness, my friend. And for me, turning the other cheek is to turn to a new way of looking at things, get a new perspective. Butterworth writes, you cannot always control circumstances, but you can and do have complete control over how you meet them. It's your life. You can deal with it on any level of consciousness you want. You're not helpless victim of your anger, though you may think you have been. Resentment is of the mind, and you need not indulge it unless you want to. You can and should refuse to be angrily disturbed by all the real and imagined slights and rebuffs that the day seems to bring. Does this mean that we don't get angry at the injustices of the world? I think it's part of our human experience to experience that anger and then to move into that acknowledgement of those feelings, acceptance of those feelings, soothing those feelings, letting it go so that we can move into that wisdom and compassion. The Apostle Paul wrote, "Do not let the sun go down on your wrath and walk in love." Don't allow your anger to build and keep building. Tune into it. Find the depths behind that manifestation of anger. And yet remember the second part of Paul's saying, walk in love. Let love be your guiding light. Let love inform your every decision. The walking implies action, so let love be in your every action. And as Butterworth continues to state, let this flow of love be stirred up within you. Let it become a means to protect you from the limitations of human consciousness. And if any time you slip, turn the other cheek. Turn to that fountain of love within you, which blesses and forgives, which keeps you in tune with the flow of wisdom, with compassion. Okay, my friends, we're going to move into a time of meditation. And this is going to be taken pretty much straight out of the book. I know it's probably going to be backwards for you. We were made for these times. These meditations, this book is fantastic. And I thought that we could all use this meditation today after the events of the weekend. So, I have a candle for you to look at so you don't see me, you don't watch me like with my eyes closed or anything. I mean, that would be okay, but hang on. This is high-tech stuff we got going on here today. Where's my candle? Oh. I don't think I can get it. Oh, well, that's okay. So, caring for strong emotions. So in this meditation, I invite you to bring to mind a slightly difficult or challenging moment that you experienced recently, but not a major or particularly traumatic one. It's best to begin with what is easier. Or you could bring to mind a situation that happened some time ago but may involve a sticky or difficult emotion that you encounter in your life and are curious about. And please note that if at any point you feel overwhelmed, pause, and you can even walk away from this meditation. So I'm going to assume that you're all in a comfortable position. Maybe you're lying down, maybe you're sitting comfortably in a nice, easy chair. Just let the body settle. Feel the solidity and stability of the earth and let it hold you. Allow your body to rest within the support of Mother Earth. Connect with the experience of breathing in, breathing out, and just enjoy the natural flow of the breath. How it knows just what to do. There's no need to manage it. It takes care of itself. Let your attention sweep through your body to release places that are holding or holding tension, perhaps your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your belly, any other place that might need your attention. And notice if there are places that feel good or perhaps feel neutral. Visualize the characteristics of this being. Now allow that difficult emotion to be present. Notice what emotions arise. Is it anger, worry, or fear, sadness, disappointment, something else? Just notice how it feels in you now. What are its qualities? Is it heavy, sticky, sharp, dull, aching? Allow mindfulness to come up as well and to be with your emotion. With mindfulness, we breathe in and out. We recognize the emotion. We call it by name. We stay present with it. Breathe in and out, staying focused on what you experience in your body. Mindful awareness offers acceptance to this emotion. While part of you may want to run away from the pain, mindfulness is here and is helping you to give it space, to offer it friendship. Feel yourself opening to accept and befriend this painful emotion to whatever extent you can. Now, with this gentle opening toward your experience, you can embrace this part of you, accepting it even more deeply. Open your arms to it and offer love and care like you would hold a crying baby who just needs compassion and care. Release any judgment toward your emotion and see if you can bring in the energy of tenderness. Perhaps silently saying, "I'm here for you," or words to that effect. "I'll take care of you. I won't leave you." Let yourself express whatever wants to come to this part of yourself that has been rejected so many times. It is finally getting the care it needs. Take several deep breaths as you bring an attitude of embracing to this part of yourself, and notice how this feels in your body. Now turn with interest to explore what this emotion has come to teach you. What wisdom does it hold? What has brought it about? Maybe some part of it reveals itself to you that you hadn't seen or understood before. Look deeply into it to see it more clearly. What might this emotion need or want from you right now? Now turn to that fountain of love within and allow that love to embrace that part of you. And allow the insight or transformation that you've experienced some space and time to integrate. And as we bring our meditation to a conclusion, let me get the camera back here. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I've had a time with technology. Let me tell you, I so appreciate the AV people at church. Oh, okay. So that's it for the lesson for our service today. I do want to thank you all for joining me. Diane, Faith, Amy, Kirsten, Joanne, January. Hey, how's Santa Fe doing? And Helen and the other Amy. Yeah, I see all the love. I love you guys, and I will probably see you soon. In the meantime, man, enjoy this beautiful snow day. Bye-bye.